Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new series, Farming Simulator 19, with your host, Hard Truck One. Hello everyone, welcome to Farming Simulator 19. Um, this was a, this, game, of course, as you know, is from Giant, and this is the newest installment of their Farming Simulator, game series. So, I'm going to talk about, just before we get started, a couple of new things that they've added um, to the game, and a couple of features, as you'll see, that they've re-added to the game, which I quite like. Okay, to start with, as you can see on the background, there's a couple of new things that they've added. So, first thing that you can see right here in the foreground is this weird white ball crop plant. Well, you might be wondering what that is. Well, that's a cotton. That is a cotton plant. So basically, now we can take and run cotton in the game. Second thing that you'll see is kind of in the mid ground here is the horses. And yes, horses are a thing now. You can actually um, um, what's the word I'm trying to find? Um, grow or care for horses now. You can care for horses now. That's what I want to say. And the horses have a unique, interesting thing. So you can actually ride the horses around, which we probably will not do too soon, but we'll try to get to it. Everything. So that's the most obvious things. Now, another thing that they have done, if we go here in the career, we'll select a new save. This is my first save that I was trying to do. If we start, so now we have actually in career mode, we actually have three different ways to start now. So we have a new farmer. So we have new farmer. You already own land, some equipment, and Riverport will teach you how to play, and everything. Then we have the next one, which is farm manager. You start with substantial funds, but no land, no buildings, and no equipment. It's up to you to decide what your farm will look like. Then we have this one. And then we have this new one, which is called Start from Scratch. So your starting capital is very limited, and you don't own any land or equipment yet. The economy is tough, prices are low, gameplay elements are on the most realistic settings. So it's interesting that they've went this way. So it's still basically easy, normal, and hard, but they've went from a different aspect of the game. So in easy mode, you didn't do the tutorial. The tutorial was completely separate of what this kind of looks like. It rolls the tutorial and the easy game in to one, and you own land and you own equipment. This one is kind of like the normal mode, where normal mode you still own land, but you owned like a better amount of equipment, but you were pretty much in debt. So this one kind of seems um, interesting that you don't start with any land or anything else. And then this one is actually quite interesting. This is a new concept for hard because it's like you don't own anything. So, and for the purpose of this game, we're going to go with this hard mode. We're going to go with the start from scratch. Um, Now we have our maps. So Riverport is an American town, a U.S. town. I don't remember where it's at. I think it's in Oregon or Ravenport. I guess it's Ravenport, not Riverport. Ravenport. I think, but I still think it's in that. Or you've got, don't ask me how to pronounce it. You got this map, which is somewhere, I guess, overseas. I don't know. We're gonna do the American map. So here's our character. Here's my character, Mr. Old Hard Truck 1. Okay, I did, since I had bought it early, I did get the UTV here. Alright, let's go ahead and start our game. Now, first off, what we're going to have to establish is we're going to have to figure out where we want to take them live, where we want to take them buy. Do we want to buy land off the bat? Do we want to do some missions? Do we want to just run equipment? It's going to really dictate, that's going to really dictate what we do once we get in here. Because let me tell you what, starting this way, which is a very, very cool and very interesting way to start, you are very, very limited to what you can do, really. To start with, I think on this map, the lowest price for field that I found is like $104,000. So you got to take that into account of how much that costs compared to how much everything, all the tractors and stuff cost. But I think what we're going to do, I think what we're actually going to do is we're going to start off really small. I think we can take and make a profit if we just go and buy all of the smallest equipment stuff that we can possibly get with the smallest field that's readily available. So, so with that being said, as soon as this loads up, I did notice that this thing does take a little bit more time to load than any of the other games. But once you get into it, you'll see why. Once we get into it, you'll see why it takes a little time. There we go. All right. So, here's why. Look at this. Yeah, we know. Look at how beautiful this game is. Even on my poor excuse for a computer. Shack. I never really came back here to see what was back there. Like a small camp back here. And everything. Wow. A little bit of a donkey motor and stuff right here. Alrighty. So as you can see, what we start off with is we start off with $500,000 and everything. And basically it almost starts off about the same way, except for the fact that we don't have any vehicles. And we don't have any land. See? Look on the map, see, all of these are white. All of these are white. Now if we press the X button on this map, now you can see where we can look to see what we need. So if I just click on a parcel, as you can see, the price shows up down at the bottom, shows a balance, shows how much the value is, and everything of the of all the fields and everything. Yeah. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get to any of these and everything. But that's okay. We'll get there. We will get there. Okay. So I have a dilemma. I either want to buy this one or buy something else. I was thinking about maybe buying 18 because see 18 is closer to the shop, so we wouldn't have to run back and forth to that too much. But that's 171,000 compared to this one, which is 102, and this 102 gives us more money to work with, being able to get ourselves established better. And I think that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to go ahead and buy that one. Yes, please. So we own field 14. Now, there's no travel. Alright, so we can actually go over here and we can just look right across. Just go right across this railroad track, which is kind of cool. So the train on this, there is a train that runs around the map. And the train actually is continuous. And we'll get to see it every once in a while. Okay, so this is a cotton field, and we are not going, unfortunately, we are not going to be able to do anything with the cotton, because let me show you. To rent a cotton, I mean, we only have this cotton one. This is what it is to rent it. 38,800. It's 38,800 to rent this piece of machine. We're not going to do that. So unfortunately, that's not what we're going to do. What we are going to do is we're going to try to get ourselves set out with some tractors or with some equipment so that we can work the field the way we need to work it, the way we want to work it. So for that, what we need is we need to plow so that we can plow this out. We need a plow to plow this out. We need a seeder with a cultivator, or we need a cultivator and a regular seeder. We also need, as you can see down in the right hand corner, right bottom corner, this is your field info, which is nice. So it has it's owned by me. We have the fruit type, which is cotton. We have the growth stage, which is ready to harvest. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to harvest it. Then we have fertilized, weeds, and then we have on the bottom of that informational about the condition of it. So right now it says we need lime. Lime is not cheap in this game. So probably for the first few runs, we're probably not going to put any lime in it and everything. I do like this mechanic. As you see, as you're walking, the leaves actually move to your character now. Anything that you walk over that has that effect, I really like. So, alright, so, oh, there's the train. Now, you can actually drive the train, or you can actually get in the train. I don't know if you can drive it, but you can actually get into it. Alright, I'm going to set up some, I don't need that. Money in dollar, miles, acres, dramatic vehicle camera, reset camera. Okay. Looking at this, make sure it's all correct. Alright, cool. You know what? I'm going to turn this off right now because I really don't want to play with the line required. For now. Anyway, at the beginning. So we're gonna turn it off and make it such a way that it doesn't need that. Okay. Plowing, however, I'm gonna leave the plowing on so that way we can. Alright, so what do we need? So I think we're gonna get ourselves decked out with some equipment first, and I might start on this field, but then we might, and then after that, we probably will end the episode there. I'll come back. We'll actually plow the whole field together. I might do a little bit off camera and then come back about halfway through and continue the rest of it with you. But for right now, let's just get our equipment. So, we need to kind of work backwards. So we're going to go into our equipment, plows. I want this plow. I would like the double-sided plow instead of the single side. This requires 108 horsepower tractor, so we got to keep that in mind. Or 180 horsepower tractor. Let's look at seeders. Okay, this one requires 110, so we should be good there. All right. And then that we want, we do need a fertilizer. So we're going to try to aim for this one. This one would be nice because it does do both the regular fertilizer and the lime. But I think for right now we're just going to do this. And then that'll do it for now. So let's just get a tractor. So under small, let's see, 150, 100, 115. Wow, they get smaller. Okay, so none of these tractors will be able to do it. So we can't do a small tractor. We got to do a medium tractor. And this is 170 horsepower. That's going to be a little bit tinier than what we need. Oh, and another thing that's been added, John Deere is now added to the game, which is a nice thing. However, all I see is tractors right at the moment. There is no other actual, well, there's tractors, and then there's also a combine. But there's nothing else from them. Okay, so I think we're gonna go with this one. I think we can customize the engine on this one. So this may go up a little bit. 214. Okay, so 120,000 for that. That's gonna have to be because we need a powerful tractor for those. Or do we add that later? Maybe we can add that later. This might run a little slower, but you know what? I think that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna buy that one. Okay. Now we're gonna go over and plows. We're gonna buy this one. Just the stock. And we're gonna go back and we're gonna go into seeders. We're gonna get this seeder because this one also, this has the ability to cultivate without cultivating or plowing. So that'll be nice. So we're gonna go with this one. We're gonna buy it. So we got 255,000 left. So we've got that. So let's get. Actually, what does this do? This liquid fertilizer. Pretty sure that's liquid fertilizer and then the herbicide, right? So we'll need that one. Sprayers increase the harvest output of fields. Yeah, not really, but okay. Alright, we'll just buy the back part of that one. We won't need the front part to start with. Alright, now we'll need... We don't need the fertilizer because we got this one. We don't need either of those. We will need a weeder. We'll just get this one. We will actually need a weeder because in this in here we can actually do the weeds. We don't need mowers, teeters, windrowers. Don't need those. Don't need chainsaws. Don't need any of that. Don't need any of those. Don't need any of these. Don't need any of this. Don't need any of that. What's in miscellaneous? Tank transports liquids. Okay. Doesn't say what type of liquids, but okay. Trailer with a 3-point hitch for tractors without one. Okay. With this machine, you can restore the ground state, delete fields. Oh wow. So they made it in such a way that you can actually redo. Wow, cool. Alright, but we don't need any of that. Oh, we might need a weight. We'll just do the smallest weight possible. Okay, so that leaves us with $206,000. Alright, so let's grab our tractor here. Just a second, let me quiet that down just a bit more. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay, so this is another feature I call on. So they went in and instead of having the tractor just do the auto back to center, they made it in such a way that the steering now points, when you let go of the steering wheel, it now points in the direction of the steering wheel, which is nice. Plus, it does act just like real life. It does try and auto steer back. I think we can probably turn that off in the vehicle settings at some point in time, but I kind of like it. Alright, let's grab the plow. Alright, let's head up to our field with this. You know what, I'm going to turn this the other direction so that way it's not hitting any vehicles. We're going to take a shortcut that I kind of discovered playing on the other one. It does. The shortcut, depending on which direction you go, or where you're going to, it takes some, I think it shaves off a couple of seconds. So what you do, you come right up here, drive past this guy's house, which is really annoyed with. Now, you could take and say that this is an off-road. You could say that this is an off-road path. What the heck are you doing? Drive the tractor down. Yes, I agree. It is an off-road. It could be an off-road path. It could even be a walk path. But I mean, a lot of the times, you know, farming. A lot of the times, farming, the quickest way that you can get to and from an area is a lifesaver because you don't have to, you really don't have to worry too much about how quickly everything, it's just the fastest you can get to and from your fields is sometimes quite the best. Alright, so we're going to start here. We're going to start like this. Now this is one thing that I do like. I mean, even with this tractor, I mean, it's still, I mean, 6 miles an hour is still pretty quick, but at least you're not plowing at 16 miles an hour. That's what I like about it. It's one of the things I really like about this game. And I like the fact, it's like, okay, see this? I have crop destruction on. That means that anything that I drive over here, it destroy the crops, right? Well, watch this. When I pull out here, and notice I'm driving on this guy's field, but the crop destruction is not destroying anything on this field. I really like that. I really do like that because that means that you're not. Okay, come on, fingers. Work right. You're not destroying anything on his field and everything. So I like that. Now, what I don't like is the fact that, see, I'm plowing this way, and the ground markings still do not reflect the direction that the plow is going. But I guess that could be. I guess that could probably be a really hard thing to do. All right, folks. But anyway, after we do this one, I'm gonna call it. This is a really good first episode. We've got a field to work with now. We've got a little bit of equipment to work with. In fact, we even got a little bit of money still to work with. We're going to have to probably utilize that for the amount of probably going to have that for the amount that we're going to have to, or we still need a few other pieces of equipment, not just have this, but anyway, so let me just do this real quick. My overall impressions of Farming Simulator 19 is, as you can see, I mean, the graphics are really good. Graphics are good. I love the fact that now when you walk or drive something over the top of your crop actually moves to that. I really like that. And everything. I do like the fact that they have John Deere equipment in now. An actual nice brand. Nice brand. I mean, you do have, you know, like this one, which is a case in there as well, depending on what you like. And overall, the game, I really like the fact that they finally have an actual American map and everything. So, my downfalls to it is that there are still certain aspects to the game where it's like, why, you know, there's not something really there. The scratch built, the starting from scratch mode, it's nice. It's nice and all, but it is really one of those things that you really have to take and pay attention to what you're doing, or otherwise you're not going to get anywhere and everything. However, that being said, I would give this game overall, I'd give it probably about a 9 out of 10. You know, on a scale of, you know, 1 being the worst game in the world and would never touch it again, and 10 being the best game in the world, and I would not be able to put it down. Now, I don't give any game very good reviews, but I do give this one a 9 out of 10. The reason why it doesn't get a 10 out of 10 is because there's still certain things that are annoying. Number one being the fact that the AI traffic has never been updated since 2013. That's the only reason I would actually don't give this thing a 10 out of 10, this game a 10 out of 10, is due to that factor. Giant has been giving a lot of attention to crops, vehicles, equipment, I mean, heck, even graphics. But the one area that they have been lacking heavily in, and I'm just going to run up here to the main road to show you. The one area that they have been completely lacking is the AI. The AI traffic. The AI traffic is still very, very, very annoying, very, very stupid, and it seems like Giant doesn't care to even try to work on fixing the AI. And what I mean by fixing the AI is the fact that the AI doesn't do really anything except for just drive around the world, drive around the entire map, and when something gets in its way, it either one, stops, but it stops like very close to the vehicle, or two, sometimes doesn't even stop at all and just plows through them. Just plows through whatever the heck is in front of it. So anyway, but I mean, maybe, you know, eventually, maybe down the way, when, you know, enough people realize that the AI hasn't been updated since 2013, that maybe Giant will do something about it. So, but anyway, I'll get off my rant now about the AI and everything. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this first episode. I really like this game. The game is really nice looking and everything. There's a lot of stuff to do and everything and all that other stuff. Oh, there goes the train again. So anyway, so with that, I'm Hard Truck 1. This is Farming Simulator 19, and I hope to see you in the next episode. Laters.